What is going on there, everyone? I hope you've been having a wonderful weekend. But let's get into some serious stuff real quick. Democratic Senator seconds Cuomo on New York attack. I think this was an act of domestic terrorism. If you're not aware by now, last night there was another anti-Semitic attack in New York State, about 35 to 40 miles north of the city. What is going on with these urban areas and anti-Semitic attacks? It seems to be almost a strictly urban issue. I don't understand what's going on here. Let's just get into the story real quick. Senator Ben Cardin said Sunday that he agreed with New York Governor Andrew Cuomo's characterizations of an attack Saturday at the home of a rabbi in a heavily Orthodox Jewish New York community as an act of domestic terrorism, which I think it's clearly, yes, it was an act of terrorism. I think these individuals are acting not just out of a hatred of one person, but a hatred of anyone who's different, and to me, that is what terrorism's about. And so I agree with Governor Cuomo. I think this is an act of domestic terrorism, Cardin said on Fox News Sunday. At least 5 people were stabbed in Monsey, New York, Saturday evening during a Hanukkah celebration at the home of a rabbi. It is the latest in a series of anti-Semitic incidents in New York, including one in Brooklyn in which a woman allegedly slapped 3 Jewish women during Hanukkah. Mayor Bill de Blasio has said police patrols will be increased in Brooklyn neighborhoods with significant Orthodox Jewish populations. We see a rise in anti-Semitism globally, and what is first required is the leaders must stand up and condemn any action against marginal groups, said Cardin, who serves on the United States Holocaust Memorial Council and as special representative on anti-Semitism, racism, and intolerance for the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe. It's not only words, it's actions to make clear that those responsible will be held fully accountable and that we work together to keep our community safe, he added. The rise in anti-Semitism here is in the United States is something that should be of concern to every person in this country. And it should be concerning. Whenever we have a group of our citizens being attacked by a group of other citizens, yes, that's discerning, What is going on? I couldn't tell you. I'm not part of either of these groups. So I'm really kind of a little bit at a loss for words here. It's like I truly don't understand what's going on. At first, last night, when I first started getting news reports on this, it took a while to actually trickle in because the incident happened around 9:30 last night. And it wasn't until about 11 when I started actually hearing anything about it. And at the time, they were saying it was possibly a Hispanic male, this, that, and the other. And now this morning, as of this morning, we're hearing now it's confirmed they have a suspect arrested. It was what appears to be a middle-aged black male. His name is Thomas Grafton. And, yeah, so at least we got that cleared up. We know who it is now, who the perpetrator was. But that just leaves me personally, more questions. What is going on between the black community and the Jewish community? Because we know there are a section of white supremacists, very small number of these people, but we know they exist, and we know that historically they, for some reason, don't like the Jewish people, which also to me doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But I don't get the rise in anti-Semitism through the black neighborhoods and stuff. I don't understand what's happening there. If you are a black American and you are watching this, please, if you have any information, if you could, help me figure this out, or anyone else who's slightly confused about this, please write in the comments, what you think's going on. Help enlighten me to these urban issues, because this isn't something we deal with out here in the suburbs and in the counties. We just, not in my area, we just don't deal with it. But here lately we have seen a rise in, like I said, in urban areas of anti-Semitic attacks, and I just don't get it. Go here. When was this? This was December, the 28th. Police in New York City investigate the ninth possible anti-Semitic attack in 2 weeks. And this is in the city of New York. It's like, what is going on here? What is going on here? And then you go here. Stupid ads. And then anti-Semitic incidents rising in Illinois. Another very urban area. And this was to deal with stuff that was going on in Chicago and outside of Chicago. And then I don't get this. I don't understand why everyone hates the Jewish people. I really don't. I know there's a lot of tropes about them, this, that, and the other. There's a lot of stereotypes about them that for better or for worse, they do tend to fit in. But I think, hating them for their success and their successes, that's kind of stupid. Like, I don't get that. But something's going on. Something truly is going on. And it doesn't help that there's a lot of politicians out there who are pretty anti-Jewish themselves and don't hide it all that well. I'm talking to the progressives on that one. But let's look at some of the statistics real quick. And the statistics show a couple different things that I'd like to address. When it comes to the anti-Jewish crimes that are happening right now, if we look through the history, let's go back to 1996 where this graph starts. And you'll see through 96 to 2001, it was steadily very high. And then it drops a little bit. And then in 2008, it spiked. And then it has steadily gone down up until 2017. 2017, it spiked at 938 anti-Jewish incidents. And in 2018, it's at 835. And this year, we're at, what was it, 700 and something? Hell, I think I deleted that one. But it was 700 and something attacks this year as of, I think, a month ago. Or last month. So, actually, as of yesterday, I'm getting my time screwed up here. But as of yesterday, it was 730 attacks. So we're still below where we were last year. So that's kind of good, but still, that number should be at damn near zero, wouldn't you think? I just don't get it. And you know what's funny to me on this graph is we on the right always hear about, oh, we are Islamophobic, this, that, and the other. Let's look at the anti-Islamic versus the anti-Jewish crimes that are happening. Now, I'm just going to start in 2016. 2016, there were 684 anti-Jewish attacks. There was only not even half of that number in anti-Islamic. And I am not trying to say that, the anti-Islam or the Islamic people aren't being attacked. It doesn't matter. Both of these numbers are egregious. But as you can see, when it comes to Americans being anti-Islamic or anti-Jewish, oddly enough, there are more Jewish people, or at least incidents, than anti-Islamic. Even though all we hear is how people hate the Muslim population, which I don't think people care. But we can clearly see that by these graphs, that there is correlation with people do seem to not like the Jewish population. And for why? It's confusing to me. It truly is. I mean, look at the incidents. It's interesting statistics, and this is with the JewishVirtualLibrary.org. It's very interesting, but I will say these numbers are skewed. Whenever we're looking at hate crime numbers, and just this is for a reminder for everybody, whenever you're looking at hate crime numbers, whether they're FBI statistics or anything, they are skewed and they are wrong on their face. They truly are. Because this is one of the things that they do to, in my opinion, it's fear-mongering. Because every single thing that is reported, every incident that's reported as a hate crime, stays on the books as a hate crime, even if through investigations or whatever, it's proven not to be, that doesn't matter. Statistically, it goes down as a hate crime just because it was initially reported as a hate crime. So you can see where these numbers may be skewed. I mean, both of the numbers, anti-Islamic and anti-Jewish, could be skewed because of that. But I think it is fairly clear at this point that, yeah, in these urban areas, there is a very, very pronounced rise of anti-Semitic attacks, especially, with the black community against the Jewish community. I don't know, like I said, I'm kind of at a loss of words here because I don't live in an urban area, and I don't live in, especially these very densely populated cities, liberal cities, so I don't necessarily understand what's going on there. You know, I don't know the history between the black community and the Jewish community and the black community. I didn't even know there really was that big of a history between the two. I knew at one point the Asians and the black community didn't care for each other back in like the 70s and whatnot. They kind of had a thing going against each other. But I don't know. It's just kind of a weird situation that I have a hard time wrapping my head around because I just don't get it. I honestly just don't understand the hatred everyone has towards other groups of people. I don't understand racism. I thought I did, but I don't. I don't get it. I just truly don't get it. That's why I say if anyone is in any of these communities, whether you're in the black community, whether you're in the Jewish community, it doesn't matter. Even if you are in the white community and don't like the Jewish people, or vice versa, you're a Jew that don't. We need to figure this out. And on this channel, we can talk. I don't like just sitting here making videos with no discussion. That's kind of pointless. What is the point to just listening to someone without being able to talk to them? That's why I like the social media crap, because we actually can talk, and I do try to make sure that when someone leaves a comment that's a question type comment, or just they're expecting to hear something from me or something, I will definitely, I look through the comments and I try to respond to anyone that is respondable. But yeah, let's start a discussion, Let's start a discussion and try to let's see if we can figure this out. Because I don't think anybody truly knows what's going on, or these problems probably wouldn't be happening. But yeah, there's definitely is an issue, because we're seeing just, it's not necessarily that they're rising. These attacks have been going on for decades. They're getting more media attention now because of the politicized world we live in. But let's see if we can figure this out. Like I said, let's use the comments for discussion when it comes to this, because I don't think anyone truly has all the answers. But when we all come together, we might be able to come up with something that makes sense. Because as of right now, I can't make sense of the situation. I don't understand what's happening. But yeah, so help me figure this out, Some things, this stuff's an enigma to me. I don't know what the heck people are doing. But yeah, now I'm just ranting and prolonging this video. So, as always, like, share, and subscribe, and I will catch you all on the flip side.